It's baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like the channel. Please subscribe. Really helps. So here's the deal. It was my goal to create a franchise on MLB The Show 20 for PlayStation 4 and play 162 games of a regular season. No skipped innings, no simulated games. Every game on YouTube, and I've done that. So once you get through the regular season, then it's all about the second season of the playoffs. So starting the playoffs, the Bronx Knights faced the Minnesota Twins in a best-of-5 series, ALDS, American League Division Series. And the Knights just beat the Minnesota Twins 3-2 in a thriller Game 5 where they won 2-0. So they advance to play the Tampa Bay Rays here in the ALCS as the two best teams in the American League face off after 168 games. First team to win 4 out of 7 goes to the World Series. So let's look at the playoff bracket as it currently stands. The red side is the American League, as you can see on the top of the red side. BXK is the Knights. Minnesota Twins is the MIN. So 3-2. So the Bronx Knights advance. The lower bracket, Tampa Bay beat the Seattle Mariners 3-1, so they advance. So this is game 1 of the ALCS coming up. On the right side of the bracket is the blue side. As you can see, the National League Championship Series has already begun as the Colorado Rockies have a 1-0 lead in the best-of-7 series against the New York Mets. So, time for us to go. Let's do this. Let's jump into the schedule. As you can see, Game 1, Game 2 are both going to be at Tampa Bay. The middle 3 are going to be in New York, and the Game 6 and Game 7, if necessary, will take place in Tampa Bay. So let's go. Play game. Okay. Play full game. We are the away team at Tropicana. Joey Pollard. Everybody looks good. Let's rock and roll. Two best records in the American League, 107 and 55. The Tampa Bay Rays have home field advantage in this ALCS. Time for Game 1. Here are the lineups. Welcome, baseball fans. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. It's time for the American League Championship Series, Game 1. Rays versus Knights. Time for baseball is now. On the mound is Garrett Cole for the Rays. He has had one start in the postseason. He won his start. He's 1-0 with a 1.29 ERA. That's 7 innings, 1 run, 3 hits, 11 strikeouts. And leading off for the Bronx Knights here in Game 1 is Max Luklitch, Mighty Max, hitting .286 in the postseason. First pitch of the ball game by Cole. Fouls off the 99-mile-an-hour fastball, strike 1. Count is no balls and 1 strike to Max. Fastball high, count evens at 2 balls and 1 strike. It's an interesting call by the home plate umpire. And he yanks it foul down the first base line. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Max hit .308 for the regular season. Stole 39 bases. In there, strike 3. Outside corner, and there's 1 away. Struck him out looking. Here's the replay. Let's see if it was a strike. Checked his swing, but, I mean, it could be called low, but too close to take with 2 strikes. Next up is Don Mattingly, the first baseman of the Knights, hitting .368 with 2 runs batted in here in this postseason. Slider is a low ball 1. Don Mattingly had 26 homers and 115 runs batted in during the regular season. And that ball is high and deep, but curling out of play. Foul ball. Score is, the count is 1 ball and 1 strike on Mattingly. Out in front of the knuckle curve. Count is 1-2. Freddie Ferguson is the man calling balls and strikes behind home plate. Do not know if he's real. I just hope that he does a good job. Pitch is in the dirt. Count evens 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Grounds it deep in the hole at third. Long throw in time. Beautiful play by the third baseman of the Tampa Bay Rays. From foul territory, jump throw. Accurate. Starting lineup for the Knights here in Game 1 of the ALCS. Max Luklitch in center, Don Mattingly at first, Chris Ramos at second, Michael O'Rourke in left. Jacob Salazar is the shortstop, Benny Cicero in right, Matt Saps is the DH, Matt Termini is the third, and Anthony Mello is batting ninth and playing catcher. Chris Ramos, switch hitter, batting from the left side, hitting .389 in this postseason. And he pops it up behind home plate. In foul territory, catcher makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Garrett Cole. And after a half an inning of play here in Tropicana, Game 1 of the ALCS, Bronx Knights nothing, Tampa Bay coming to bat. So on the mound for the Bronx Knights, Joey Pollard. He made a start in the postseason in the first round of the playoffs, the ALDS. He lost his start. During the regular season, he was 20 wins and 4 losses. The number 2 ace on the staff. And leading off for the Tampa Bay Rays is Brian Roberts. Hitting only .167, but he does have a homer and 3 runs batted in the postseason. First pitch from Pollard. And it is a lazy pop-up to short right field. There is Ramos. 1 pitch, 1 away. Here in the bottom of the first. Starting lineup for the Tampa Bay Rays. Brian Roberts is at second. Oscar Mercado is in center. Xander Bogaerts is shortstop. J.D. Martinez in left. John Olerud is at first base. The DH is Dominic Smith. Jose Ramirez is at third. Aaron Judge in right. And Francisco Mejia is the catcher batting ninth. Oscar Mercado hitting .250 with 2 runs batted in this postseason. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Ground ball off the pitcher. And he'll be safe at first. It's an infield single for Mercado. And I hope Pollard is okay. He's limping a little. And he waves off the trainer. He'll be fine. So runner at first, 1 away here in the bottom of the first. Xander Bogaerts, the shortstop, hitting a .188 for the postseason. Steps up to the plate. Pitches inside, pitches in there for strike 1. Misses off the plate inside with the circle change. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. And that's a deep drive. Back goes Lo Cicero, but it bounced. Nice catch by Lo Cicero. At first he bobbled it and then reached out and made the catch. The trainer has come out of the dugout to take a look at Benny Lo Cicero, the right fielder. Took a nasty shot to the head on the previous play. He's feeling a little groggy. It's not believed he suffered a concussion, but he will need to be removed from the game. So the right fielder of the Bronx Knights here in the bottom of the first needs to be replaced. Benny Lo Cicero is injured, you must replace him. So what we will do is we will take Manuel Margot, and we will... Do you want to replace Benny Lo Cicero and Manuel Margot? Yes, we do. So Margot takes over in right field, injury replacement. So 2 away, and up steps J.D. Martinez for the Rays, hitting .313, a homer, and 2 runs batted in here in the postseason. And that's a deep drive the other way. Back goes Margot to the track, the wall, looking up. It's gone. That's a 2-run home run. Here with 2 outs in the first inning by J.D. Martinez, his first homer of this postseason. And the Rays take an early 2-0 lead here in Game 1 of the ALCS. Just in case you're wondering, every game of this created franchise has been played on the All-Star difficulty level. All-Star for pitching and All-Star for hitting. So at my next opportunity, I will, just for the record, show that on the stream. So before we go to the next batter, We're going to go to options, gameplay. Hitting difficulty is all-star. Pitching difficulty is all-star. Just for the record, if I come back and win this game, I'd hate for someone to say that, oh, it was on rookie, that's why you scored 12 runs. Mr. Outlander, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. For the rest of you, this is Bronx Knights Baseball. I'm RC Robbin. Thank you for joining the stream. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Next up is John Olerud, the first baseman, hitting 154 here in the postseason. Swing and a miss at the two-seam fastball, strike one. It's an early 2-0 lead for Tampa Bay here in Game 1 of the ALCS. And it's a line drive towards left center field, but racing over is the center fielder Luklitch to make the catch to retire the side, but not before J.D. Martinez hits a 2-run home run. And at the end of 1 inning play, it's the Rays 2, the Knights nothing. So we'll go to the top of the second inning. Up steps Michael O'Rourke, the left fielder, is hitting .368 with a homer and 7 runs batted in to lead the ball club. Garrett Cole sets and delivers. He finds the corner, strike one. Michael had 38 home runs in the regular season. Tries to backdoor slider but misses. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Yanks it foul up the first base line. Count is quickly 1 ball and 2 strikes to O'Rourke. Slider low, count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes. And he skies it to deep center, but there is the center fielder, makes the catch, first out here in the top of the second. Defensive alignment for the Rays in the outfield from left to right is Martinez, Mercado, and Judge. And in the infield is Jose Ramirez, Xander Bogaerts, Brian Roberts, John Olerud, with Francisco Mejia behind the plate. That is the defense for the Tampa Bay Rays. Next up is the shortstop, Jacob Salazar, hitting .294, 3 runs batted in the postseason. He had 17 homers and 100 runs batted in during the regular season. Pitches low, ball 1. And he pulls the fastball foul. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. And it is a fly ball to left. There is Martinez. Barely has to move. Makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So postseason bracket as it stands over in the National League Championship Series, you can see the Colorado Rockies already has a 2-0 lead in best of 7 against the New York Mets. This is the postseason bracket. So next up is the injury replacement for Benny Losicero, Manuel Margot. It's his first action here in the postseason. He did not play in the division series. Inside, ball 1. In 49 games, he hit .314 on the season. He was an excellent backup. Pitches low, 2 balls and no strikes. He usually would back up the center fielder, Max Luklitch. And it yanks it down the left field line, but curving out of play. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Score is 2-0 Tampa Bay here in Game 1 of the ALCS. Fouls off the knuckle curve. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Just gets a piece of the slider to stay alive. Swing and a miss. That's strike 3 and the side is retired. So after 1.5 innings of play, Tampa Bay has a 2-0 lead here in Game 1, the American League Championship Series. So we go to the bottom of the second inning. Up steps Dominic Smith, the DH, hitting .250, a homer, 3 runs batted in the postseason. Joey Pollard deals, and he fouls it upstairs behind home plate, strike one. Checks his swing with the circle change, finds the inside corner. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Smith. Ground ball to the only man on the left side of the infield. Termini throws across for the first out of the inning. The shift was on, but he hit it right at Termini. Defensive alignment for the Bronx Knights in the outfield from left to right. Michael O'Rourke, Max Luklitch, Manuel Margot taking over for Benny Cicero on right. And in the infield, Matt Termini, Jacob Salazar, Chris Ramos, Don Mattingly, Anthony Miller behind the plate. Luklitch and Mattingly, Gold Glove winners this season at first base and center field. Next up is Jose Rodriguez. Check that. Jose Ramirez hitting .333 here in the postseason. Takes strike one. Ramirez is playing third base for the Tampa Bay Rays. Fouls off the circle change. Count is 1 ball. Check that. No balls and 2 strikes. Hard ground ball to Mattingly. Foot race to the bag. Takes it himself. 2 away. Nice scoop over there at first by the Gold Glover. Perennial Gold Glover. So next up is Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge is hitting .286. A homer, 2 RBIs. Steps up with 2 out here in the bottom of the second. And that's a line drive into the right field corner. Will roll all the way to the wall. Margot picks it up, tosses it in. But by the time he does, it'll be a 2-out double for Judge. Here's the replay. They was shifting him over towards the left, expecting him to pull, and instead he hit the ball the other way. Sometimes the shift will backfire. So runner in scoring position with 2 outs, and up steps Francisco Mejia, the catcher, the number 9 hitter, hitting .300 in this postseason. Fouls off the 2-seam fastball, strike one. So Mejia is 3 for 10 in the postseason. Fouls off the changeup. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Chases a high fastball. Count remains 0-2. First team in this division, this championship series to win 4 games will advance to the World Series against the National League champion. Swing and a miss out in front of the changeup. The side is retired. So after 2 innings of play, Tampa Bay has an early 2-0 lead. We go to the top of the third. Up steps the DH Matthew Saps, hitting .278, a homer, 2 RBIs in the postseason. During the regular season, he had 33 homers and 109 runs batted in. First pitch from Garrett Cole is outside, ball 1. Misses inside with the fastball, 2 balls and no strikes. Ground ball right to the third baseman. Throws across the diamond in time, 1 away. Next up is the third baseman for the Knights, Matt Termini, hitting a .176 during the first divisional series. Pitches outside, ball 1. Swing and a miss out in front of the slider. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike to Termini. Late on the 98-mile-an-hour fastball, the count is quickly 1 ball and 2 strikes. High and tight. Count evens at 2-2. 2-0 lead for the Tampa Bay Rays here in Game 1 of the ALCS. Fouls it off, and we will remain 2-2. I'm feeling good. Thank you for asking. I had my second vaccine shot today, the Pfizer shot, at about 5:30 this afternoon. Currently, it is about 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Take your base. So, he was down 0-2, and he ended up walking him. So, it's the first base runner of the game for the Bronx Knights, with one out here in the third. And up steps the number 9 hitter, Anthony Mello, hitting .231 in the postseason. He had 16 homers and 69 RBIs during the regular season. He had a terrible first half, but rebounded somewhat in the second. Line drive, foul ball, strike one. Feeling good. Thank you for asking. After the first Pfizer shot, I was a little sluggish, and I had soreness. Pitch out, nothing doing. Termini is not stealing, so the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. But this second shot, I feel fine. I'm awake. I'm not in any kind of discomfort. I mean, we'll see, but thank you. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the third inning. Runner leads off first. Here's the pitch. Fouls off the knuckle curve. Count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes. Termini leads off first. Down and in, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Quick throw to first, keep him close. He's back. Just gets a piece of the changeup. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. And again, fouls it off. He's battling. Oh, and the pitch is wild. He was stealing second. So he makes it. No problem. The count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So runner in scoring position. And he fouls it off yet again, and the count will remain 3 balls and 2 strikes. That's because the Chips' second shot is to make sure that it's just joking. You're funny. Yeah, the computer chip. Yeah. Full count, 3-2. And he grounds it to the third baseman. Looks the runner back to second, throws to Olerud at first, and there are 2 away. Yeah, the Bill Gates computer chip, basically to monitor my what I buy and sell. So anyway, lineup turns over for the Bronx Knights. The center fielder, leadoff man Max Luklitch steps up again. He's 0 for 1. Runner in scoring position with 2 away in the third. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate, strike 1. Max won the Gold Glove Award for best defensive center fielder for the season. High and outside, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Tampa Bay has an early 2-0 lead here in Game 1 of the American League Championship Series, Knights versus Rays here at Tropicana. Backs him off the plate, count is 2 balls and 1 strike. The ace of the staff, Garrett Cole, is on the mound for the Rays. And it's a slow bouncer to the shortstop. Xander Bogaerts throws in the dirt, scooped nicely by Olerud to retire the side. So after 2.5 innings of play, Tampa Bay Rays lead 2-0. You are now I am owned by Microsoft. Well, I'd rather be owned by Microsoft than owned by Macintosh, by Apple, that's for sure. So give me an Android any day over an eyepiece anything. So anyway, Brian Roberts is 0 for 1. He's the leadoff man batting for his second plate appearance here in the game. It's the bottom of the third. Joey Pollard throws the 2-seam fastball, strike 1. Swing and a miss. Joey Pollard won 20 games during the regular season. Circle change in there, strike 2. Count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. He had the second most wins in the American League, behind only his teammate, Eli Ramos, who had 22 wins. It was 22-5. Lazy fly ball to center field. Luklitch is there, and there is 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Next up is Oscar Mercado, the center fielder. He singled, he scored a run, he is 1 for 1. Stepping up to the plate for the second time. Fouls off the changeup, strike 1. Both teams finished with the best record in the American League. Both teams won 107 games during the regular season. Due to tiebreakers, the Rays got home field advantage in the ALCS. So if this game goes to 7 games, it will be in Tropicana. And he pulls the changeup foul down the left field line. Check that. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Whichever team makes it to the World Series will not have home field advantage. Backhanded by Ramos, throws to first in time, 2 away here in the bottom of the 3rd. The National League won the All-Star game this season, so they get home field advantage in the World Series. So whichever American League team advances to the World Series will be the road team in Game 7. So Xander Bogaerts is 0 for 1. 2 strike, 2 outs here in the 3rd. 2-seam fastball in there, strike 1. Xander Bogaerts had 112 runs batted and played every single game, 162 games during the regular season. Ground ball up the middle, throws to first in time, side is retired. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Joey Pollard. And after 3 innings of baseball here in Game 1 of the ALCS, Tampa Bay has a 2-0 lead. Top of the 4th, up steps the first baseman Don Mattingly, who's 0 for 1. Don Mattingly was a perennial all-star, gold glover during his career with the New York Yankees in the 1980s and 90s. Not a Hall of Famer, but back injury stole that honor away from him. Stole his power in the second half of his career, but there was a period of time where he was the best player in the American League in the late 1980s. Checks his swing, the count is 2 balls and no strikes to Mattingly. That's a big strike zone from the home plate umpire. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike on Donnie Baseball. And he pops him up to shallow center field. In comes Mercado, makes the catch, and there's 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Is it too early to jinx him? I think it might be too early to jinx him. So 1 out here in the top of the 4th, and the Bronx Knights have no hits. So Garrett Cole's throwing a no-hitter. Up steps the American League's most valuable player, Chris Ramos, popped out in the 1st inning. He had 66 home runs during the regular season. And he swings and hits it off the end of the bat to center. Mercado makes the catch, and there are 2 quick outs here in the top of the 4th.
Now batting, the left fielder, Mike O'Rourke.
Left fielder Michael O'Rourke steps up, flew out in the 2nd inning. 2 down, bases empty. Checks his swing, pitches outside, ball 1. So Michael was a Silver Slugger Award for the outfield. Line drive down the left field line. It is a base hit, the first base hit of the game for the Bronx Knights. Rounding first, he'll head to second. It's a 2-out double for the Bronx Knights. And they'll have a runner in scoring position. And the tying run will come to the plate. Next up is the shortstop, Jacob Salazar. It's a switch hitter who will bat from the left side against the righty, Garrett Cole. He flew out in the 2nd, he's 0 for 1. Checks the swing, knuckle curve is outside, ball 1. Two balls and no strikes to Salazar. Jacob had 103 runs scored, 100 RBIs, 17 homers, a 325 average. And he yanks the changeup foul, 2 balls and 1 strike out in front. O'Rourke with decent speed leads off second. Swing and a miss at the 98-mile-an-hour fastball. So the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 4th, runner leads off second, 2-0 lead for Tampa Bay here in Game 1 of the ALCS. And it's a 2-hopper to the short second baseman. Brian Roberts throws to first, and the side is retired. So after 3.5 innings of baseball here in Tropicana, it's Tampa Bay leading 2-0. This is playoff baseball. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. The man responsible for those 2 runs on the board, J.D. Martinez, steps up to the plate. 2-run home run in the first inning against Joey Pollard. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate. Strike 1. Out in front of the curveball. Count is quickly. No balls and 2 strikes on J.D. And that's a line drive to right field, but Margot is there. He makes the catch for out number 1.
The first baseman, number 9,
So, John Olerud, who lined out in the first, he's 0 for 1, steps up to the plate. Left-handed first baseman for the Rays. In real life, he played in the 80s and 90s for the Toronto Blue Jays. Not a Hall of Famer, but close. An all-star. First pitch in there, strike 1. Just gets a piece of the curveball. Count is 0-2 on Olerud. And he lines it foul. Count remains 0-2. So this is Bronx Knights Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining the stream. If you can, if you're on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Inside corner, strike 3. Strikes him out looking, there's 2 away. Pollard's second strikeout of the game. Here's the location. Let's see if it was indeed a strike. Yes, it was. You have to swing at that pitch, or they're going to call you out 9 times out of 10. So next up is Dominic Smith. Grounded out in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. Pitch is just off the plate according to the home plate umpire, but I don't know if the Knights agree. Count is 1 ball and no strikes. Misses inside with the breaking ball. Count is 2 balls and no strikes. So we have 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. It's a 2-0 lead here in Game 1 of the American League Championship Series. Just misses. Count is 3 balls and no strikes, and it looks like the home plate umpire is squeezing him in this at-bat. So will Dominic have the green light? Yes, he will. He had the green light on 3 balls, no strikes. Fouled it off. So the count is 3 balls, 1 strike. Everyone that's here, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button and let's go Knights. Thank you, Mr. Outlander. Also, don't forget everyone here, Outlander Show is a great YouTube channel in its own right. A lot of cool games. Check it out. Misses ball 4, and with 2 away, the inning will continue as Dominic Smith reaches first on a walk.
Now batting, third baseman.
Next up is Jose Ramirez. Switch hitting third baseman. Runner leads off first. Pitch from Joey Pollard. Is a deep drive. It is off the foul pole. It's a 2-run home run with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning for Jose Ramirez. It's his first of the postseason, and now the score is 4-0 Tampa Bay here in Game 1 of this championship series. Oh boy. It's not looking good, ladies and gentlemen. It is not looking good. Good thing it's a best of 7 series. Oh boy. Doink. So Aaron Judge, who doubled in his first at-bat, steps up to the plate. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. 4-0 Tampa Bay. Takes it low, ball 1. And Pollard has a look on his face like he doesn't believe it, but regardless, the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Circle change floats in there for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Misses inside with the changeup. 2 balls and 1 strike. And that's a line drive. Base hit through the vacated shortstop hole. They were playing the shift. And if Salazar, the shortstop, had been playing in his normal position at shortstop, he probably would have fielded that ball. But because the shift was on, it's a base hit. That's where he usually stands. In any event, the inning will continue. 2-away runner at first. The catcher, Francisco Mejia, is up. He struck out in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. Fouls off the two-seam fastball. Strike 1. Misses outside. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike to Mejia. Swing and a miss at the fastball. Count is 1 and 2. Ground ball through the box into center field. It is another 2-out single. The runners are at first and second. And the hits just keep on coming. Right up the middle. So before Brian Roberts, the leadoff man, hits, we're going to need to go to the bullpen. And we're going to have to warm up some pitchers. Let's go Telly and Caleb Smith. And let's go to the mound for a visit to slow things down a little bit for Joey Pollard. It's Brian Roberts, the second baseman. Is 0 for 2. He popped out. He flew out. He's not Babe Ruth. Runners are at first and second with 2 away. It's already 2 runs across the plate and a 4-0 lead for Tampa Bay. They need to stop the bleeding now. Fouls off the two-seam fastball. Strike 1. If you played the wild card and then went, let's see, hold on a second. If you played the wild card, then went all 7 games, that's 182 games, right? I don't know, I'd have to get my calculator out, Mr. Second for the force, or am I missing a game? Well, the side is retired, but not before Dominic Smith, no, check that, Jose Ramirez hits a 2-run home run at the end of 4 innings of play here in Game 1 of the ALCS. It's the Rays 4, the Knights nothing. If you played the wild card and then went all 7 games, that's 182 games, right? I don't know, I gotta be honest with you, I would have to write it down on a piece of paper and a pen. Math is not my strong suit. So we go to the top of the 5th. Up steps Manuel Margot, who struck out in the second. He's 0 for 1. He's an injury replacement for Benny Locicero, who had a bruise when the ball hit him in the head in the outfield. In there, strike 1. Pitches outside, ball 2. So the injury bug has hit the Bronx Knights here in the ALCS. In the final game of the ALDS, inside 2 balls and 1 strike. The setup man, Dylan Betances, in the bullpen, was injured for the rest of the postseason. Full, check that. Hitters count 3 balls and 1 strike. Matt Saps is on deck. And now we do not know the status of the right fielder, Benny Locicero. So, did he check it? No, he did not. So it's strike 2. Count is full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Margot can't believe the call. And he fouls off the changeup. Count remains full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Margot thought he held up, thought it was ball 4, but he's still up at the plate. And he skies it to left center field. Back goes Mercado, and there's 1 away. Next up is Matthew Saps, the DH. He's a natural second baseman. Chris Ramos is in the way at second base, so he bounces around the infield and plays a lot of designated hitter. And he swings at the first pitch and pops it up. Olerud is there, and there's 2 quick outs here in the top of the 5th.
Now batting, number 79.
So, with 2 away, up steps Matt Termini. No official at bat because he walked in the 3rd inning. Base is empty, 4-0 lead for Tampa Bay. Pitch is low and outside, ball 1. During the regular season, he hit .316 with 11 home runs and 81 runs batted in from the number 8 hole in the lineup. Late on the fastball, 1 ball and 1 strike. Misses, low and outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Hitters count, 3 balls, 1 strike. The catcher, Anthony Miller, was on deck here with 2 away. The only consolation so far is, and he pops it up again to Olerud, and the side is retired. So hold that thought. I will return to it in the next half inning. In game 1 of the ALCS between the Rays and the Knights, Tampa Bay leads 4-0 after 4.5. So, leading off the bottom of the 5th is center fielder Oscar Mercado. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Pollard is still out there pitching. Fouls off the 2-seam fastball, strike 1. And that's a deep drive to center. Back goes Luklitch. In front of the track, he makes the catch at the deepest part of the ballpark for out number 1. So Mercado gave it a ride, but his counterpart made the catch in center. So Xander Bogaerts, the shortstop, is 0 for 2 and is batting .167 in the playoffs. He's up with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Strike 1 at the knees. And it's a ground ball through the hole. It is a 1-out single for Bogaerts, and he's 1 for 3. Again, I think the shift hurt them in this situation because that's probably where the second baseman would normally play, but he was shifted over towards the left field, expecting Bogaerts to pull. So you live by the shift, you die by the shift. Runner at first, 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th. J.D. Martinez steps up. It's 1 for 2 with a 2-run home run in the first inning. Strike 1. J.D. Martinez plays for the Boston Red Sox in real life. Power hitter. And he pulls the ball foul. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Breaking ball outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes on Martinez. Swing and a miss, throw down to second is not in time. So he steals second. It's Joey Pollard's 3rd strikeout, so there's 2 away, but a runner will be in scoring position now for John Olerud, who's 0 for 2. Left-handed hitter against the righty Joey Pollard. Down and inside, but called a strike by the home plate umpire. Count is 0-1. Line drive over the head of the third baseman, Matt Termini, but the runner holds it third, and it'll be first and third with still 2 away. So 2 runners on, 2 out for Dominic Smith, who walked in the ball game. He's officially 0 for 1. It's a big moment in the game right here. And he pulls the fastball foul for strike 1. And this time he's out in front of the changeup. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Dominic Smith. Runners lead off first and third. 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. In game 1. And again, he's out in front of the fastball. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. 4-0 lead for Tampa Bay. First team to win 4 games out of 7 advances to the World Series. And he pulls it foul. And we'll do it again. Slow roller, charging is the second baseman. He throws to first in time. Side is retired. So, it's an official ball game. At the end of 5 innings of play, Tampa Bay leads 4-0. Time to get the show on the road. Let's do this. So, here in the top of the 6th inning, up steps the number 9 hitter, Anthony Miller. He's grounded out in the 3rd inning. He's 0 for 1. Garrett Cole is still out there. Down and in, ball 1. With the 4-0 lead, they need base runners. Pitch is high, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. The candidate 4-run homers with the bases empty. In the dirt, 2 balls and 1 strike to Millo. And that's a hard line drive to center field, but playable for Mercado. And there is 1 away. I have a new follower. Well, thank you very much for the follow. Much appreciated. Please, if you can, check out the YouTube channel, Shenanigans with RC Robbin. Give it a follow if you can over there too, a subscription. Much appreciated. Hit that little bell icon. So Max Luklitch is 0 for 2. He's up there with 1 away. And it is a slow roller to the second baseman. Roberts throws to first, in time, 2 away. So 2 quick outs here in the top of the 6th, and Gerrit Cole has complete command here in Game 1 of this championship series. So with 2 outs, up steps Don Mattingly, who's 0 for 2. And he skies it to right. Playable for Aaron Judge. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Gerrit Cole here in the top of the 6th inning. And the score remains 4-0 Tampa Bay. So next up, leading off the bottom of the 6th inning is Jose Ramirez, who's 1 for 2 with a 2-run home run. In there, strike 1. Pollard is still pitching. I don't see the sense in that. In there, strike 2. Count as no balls and 2 strikes. Then again, maybe you don't want to blow out the bullpen. Ground ball just foul up the first baseline. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Strike him out, throw him out, and there is 1 away. Strikeout number 4 for Joey Pollard as Aaron Judge steps up. Aaron is 2 for 2 with a single and a double. He's hitting .375 in the postseason. Pollard sets and delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Judge has 26 home runs during the regular season this year. Swing and a miss, the 12-6 curveball. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Pitch count is a bit high for Joey. He is on the losing end so far of a 4-0 score. Lazy fly ball to left center field. Luklitch is there, and there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. So up next is Francisco Mejia, who's 1 for 2 with a single. In there, strike 1. Circle change finds the knees for strike 2. Fouls off the knuckle curve. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes on Mejia. Catcher. Fouls it off. Back behind home plate. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. And that is a line drive into the seats. Count remains 0-2. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. 4-0 lead for Tampa. Strike 3 called inside corner, and the side is retired. Strikes him out looking. He doesn't like the call, but it doesn't matter. At the end of 6 innings of play here in Game 1, Tampa Bay leads 4-0. Ugh. So we go to the top of the 7th. Chris Ramos, the MVP of the league, is 0 for 2 in today's ballgame, sitting .350 for the postseason. Backdoor slider, strike 1. So he hit .361, 66 homers, 169 runs batted in. Checks the swing, the fastball's in there. Count is no balls and 2 strikes on Ramos. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Blows it by him. And there's one out here in the top of the 7th. That's Garrett Cole's 3rd strikeout. He has been dominant. No other way to describe it. What I was saying in the previous inning was, if there's any downside at all, they have made him throw a lot of pitches. If they can get him out of the game and possibly get him to the bullpen. Pitches low to Michael O'Rourke. Maybe they'll have a shot with the bullpen of the Rays, but Garrett is pitching up a storm. Outside, count is 2 balls and no strikes. He's at pitch number 83 with 6 1/3 innings pitched. Out in front of the changeup, count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Pulls it foul, count is 2-2. Inside, full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes on O'Rourke. Almost hit him with that pitch, actually. Swing and a miss, strike 3. There's 2 away. Struck out the first 2 batters here in the 7th. My goodness, strikeout number 4 for Cole, and he's only getting better as the innings go by. So with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th, Jacob Salazar steps up to the plate. Jacob is, I believe, 0 for 2, and he is. And it's a fly ball to center. Mercado's there, makes the catch to retire the side. So get up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen. It is the 7th inning stretch here at Tropicana Field. 4-0 lead for the home team. Game 1 of the ALCS. The Rays lead 4-0. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. Up steps Brian Roberts. He's 0 for 3. Ground ball backhanded by Mattingly. Takes it himself. 1 pitch, 1 away. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Oscar Mercado, 1 for 3 with a single, 1 out. Pollard is still out there digging. Slow roller to the second baseman. Ramos throws to first in time, 2 away. So 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Next up is the shortstop, Xander Bogaerts. 1 for 3 with a single. Takes a strike at the knees, or perhaps below the knees, but still called to strike by the home plate umpire. Checks the swing with the circle change, floats in there for strike 2. Swing and a miss to the knuckle curve. And the side is retired. It's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Pollard. It might be too little too late, though, as the end of 7. The Bronx Knights have only 1 hit in this ball game. They're losing 4-0. So we go to the top of the 8th inning. Manuel Margot steps up to the plate against Garrett Cole and pulls it off the glove of the 3rd baseman, picks it up, throws to first in time. Glorious play from the 3rd baseman, Jose Ramirez. They should show a replay of this. It's a Gold Glove level play. Dove, they're not going to show it. It's a crime that they're not going to show it. What a play from Jose Ramirez. So with 1 away here in the top of the 8th, up steps Matthew Sapsers, 0 for 2. And that's a ground ball, base hit through the box. It's a 1-out single for the Bronx Knights. So maybe they can get something going. That's the 2nd hit of the ball game for the Knights. 7 1/3, 2 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts for Garrett Cole. He has a 4-0 lead. Up steps Matt Termini, who's 0 for 1 in the ball game officially. Pitches high, ball 1, 98 on the radar gun. So Matt walked, stole a base, but officially he's 0 for 1. Saps leads off first. High and inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Ground ball through the right side and through. It is a base hit for Termini. And suddenly there are 2 runners on and only 1 out here in the top of the 8th. Here's the replay. And I think we're going to have, they wouldn't let me get the pinch hitter in there. I'm going to take a pitch and maybe pinch hit. Let's see. In there, strike one. That's shady, computer. Oh, look at this. They're not letting me go to the manager's office. All right, all right. Then you know what? Count as 0-1. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. No, you know what? Frig you. Substitutions. Anthony Miller was a right-hander against the righty Garrett Cole. I can always bring in Roberto Perez, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get Francisco Lindor, who's a switch hitter, to bat for Anthony Miller. 2 runners on, 1 out, bottom of the 8th, 4-0 lead. Takes over from the left side against the righty Cole. It's a 1-1 count. Pitches outside, 2 balls and 1 strike on Lindor. He inherits the previous count. And that's a deep drive. And that ball is going to find its way into the gap. And I believe it will be an RBI double, and it will. So the score is now 4-1 Tampa Bay, but 2 runners are in scoring position here in the top of the 8th with 1 away, and the tying run will come to the plate. They held up because they thought that Oscar Mercado would catch that ball, but then suddenly it just took off. So only 1 run was able to score. And the manager of the Tampa Bay Rays has seen enough, goes to the mound, calls for the right-hander. Garrett Cole is responsible for both runners on 2nd and 3rd. However, he can win and he cannot lose. It's either a win or a no decision. And he gets a standing ovation from this Tropicana crowd. In relief comes Martin Weber, who's pitched in 1 game. He has saved a game. And with that mustache, he deserves to lose this ball game, ladies and gentlemen. That is a hell of a mustache. Next up is Max Luklitch. He's 0 for 3 today. Pitches inside, ball 1. Right-hander on the mound. Martin Weber, sporting the old-style mustache. And hits him off his midsection. Picks it up, bare hands, throws to first. Not in time. It's an RBI infield single for Max Luklitch, and the score is now 4-2. Tampa Bay here in the top of the 8th. And Martin Weber might be injured. Hit him right hit him right down below with the family jewels, ladies and gentlemen. He's trying to walk it off. So it's 4-2 Tampa, 1 out, runners at 1st and 3rd. Up steps Don Mattingly, who's 0 for 3 today. Mattingly had 26 homers and 115 RBIs during the regular season. Pitches below the knees, ball 1. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes on Don Mattingly. Runners lead off 1st and 3rd. Tying run is at first place. The go-ahead run is at the plate. And he skies it to left. It curls, actually slices out of play for strike number 1. The count on Mattingly is 2 balls and 1 strike. That's a hard line drive, 1-hopper. And that'll be caught on a line by Brian Roberts II. He hit it right on the nose, but right at the second baseman for the 2nd out. And the runners obviously cannot advance. So up steps the most valuable player of the American League, Chris Ramos, who's 0 for 3 today. He's hitting .333 in the playoffs. He has 2 runners on. Here, 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate, strike 1. This is the matchup you want to see if you're a Bronx Knights fan. Count is no balls and 1 strike to Ramos. Outside, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. And it is a lazy fly ball to left center field. Mercado makes the catch to retire the side. But they get 2 runs here in the top of the 8th. And they cut the lead in half. After 7.5 innings of play, it's Tampa Bay 4, Bronx Knights 2.
Your attention, please.
So obviously Francisco Lindor is not going to catch. I just need to make an adjustment. Manager, substitutions. Gonna go. Francisco Lindor is out of the game, unfortunately, and Roberto Perez is going to be the catcher. He's the backup catcher. Martinez is up. Pollard is still out there. Swing and a miss. 96 on the radar gun. Strike one. I probably should go to the bullpen, but it looks like Joey Pollard has found himself. Pitch is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Just want to, you know. And it's bounced in front of the mound. Perez jumps out of his crouch, throws to first in time. 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th. Starter comparison brought to you by the Outlander Show. 7 innings, 4 earned runs for Joey Pollard. 7 innings, 2 earned runs for Garrett Cole. Obviously, Cole is the man who stands to win this ball game. So he's the winner of this starter comparison. Next up is John Olerud. John Olerud steps in from the left side with 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th. And it's a ground ball to the third baseman. Termini throws to first, and there are 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th. Next up is Dominic Smith, who walked in this ball game, scored a run. He's officially 0 for 2. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Strike 1, 2-seam action. Foul tip into the glove. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Smith. Fouls off the fastball. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Knuckle curve. Side is retired. So we go to the 9th. Last licks for the Bronx Knights. They trail by 2 here in Game 1 of the ALCS. In relief comes the closer, Christy Mathewson, for the Tampa Bay Rays. He's only had 1 save opportunity this postseason, but he has converted it. This is save opportunity number 2. So up steps, leading off the top of the 9th is Michael O'Rourke. He doubled in the 4th inning. He is 1 for 3. And after Michael takes pitch number 1, checks the swing, the pitch is high, ball 1. I am going to go to the bullpen, manager, bullpen. Telly's going to sit down. Caleb's going to sit down. John Smoltz going to warm up. John Smoltz is going to schedule to go into the game. If there is a bottom of the 9th, John Smoltz will pitch. So the count is 1 ball and no strikes on Michael O'Rourke, who's 1 for 3. In the dirt, 2 balls and no strikes. They need a base runner in order to get the tying run to the plate here in the 9th. And he lines it down the right field line. It is a foul ball. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike on O'Rourke. O'Rourke hit 38 home runs during the regular season. Outside and low. Hitters count 3 balls, 1 strike. Shortstop Jacob Salazar is on deck. And that ball is pulled foul. Count will go full, 3 balls and 2 strikes on Michael. It's the 9th inning here in Game 1. Grounds it foul up the first base line. Count will remain full. Misses outside, and he walks the leadoff man. And the tying run will come to the plate here in the top of the 9th inning. It's a 4-2 lead for Tampa Bay. Next up is Jacob Salazar, who's 0 for 3 today. But that 0 for 3 was against Garrett Cole. He's hitting .250 for the playoffs. Here comes the pitch from Christy Mathewson. Checks the swing, ball's in the dirt. Count is 1 ball and no strikes. O'Rourke leads off first. Swing and a miss in front of the knuckle curve. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Nasty breaking ball from Matheson. In the dirt again, blocked nicely. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Mejia, nice block at home plate. Ball 3, low. Hitters count, 3 balls and 1 strike to Jacob. Jacob is the tying run at the plate. Here comes the pitch for Matheson. Outside corner, count will go full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Here in the top of the 9th inning. Game 1. They trail by 2, 4-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And there's 1 away here in the 9th. Nasty breaking ball on the outside part of the plate. And he just could not put the bat on the ball. Next up is Manuel Margot, but hold on a second. Actually, you know what? Manuel Margot is going to play. He's 0 for 3. He's got speed. Pitch is high, ball 1. Well, actually, you know what? I want to look. Manager, substitution. There are no left-handed hitters on the bench. I'd rather leave Manuel Margot right where he is. If I had a lefty on the bench, then maybe he would pinch hit, but let's go. Low, count is 2 balls and no strikes to Margot. Remember, Margot is the injury replacement for Benny Lo Cicero, who was injured in the 1st inning in the field. Fouls off the fastball, count is 2 balls and 1 strike. This is game 1 of the American League Championship Series, Knights versus Rays. Tampa Bay leads 4-2 with 1 out in the 9th inning. Last licks for the Knights. Can they pull off an upset? And he grounds it to the 3rd baseman, over to 2nd for 1, back to 1st. Double play, side retired, ball game over. Tampa Bay wins game 1 of the ALCS 4-2. And they take a 1-0 lead in this best of 7 series at Tropicana. So, winning pitcher is Garrett Cole. Losing pitcher is Joey Pollard. The save would go to Christy Matheson. Let's do this the right way. So 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Tampa Bay. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the BRONX Knights. Obviously, the Tampa Bay Rays are excited about having won the first game of this 7-game series. 3 more wins by the Tampa Rays, and they go to the World Series to represent the American League. And the player of the game, obviously, is Garrett Cole, who pitched brilliantly. Kept the offensive team, like the Knights, off balance the whole night. Seven and a third innings pitched. He left with 1 run scored, but they scored the 2nd run after he left, and it was credited to him. So as I said before, the final here at Tropicana in game 1 of the ALCS. Tampa Bay wins 4-2. Garrett Cole gets the win. Joey Pollard gets the loss. Christy Matheson gets the save. And what I'm going to do is I'm usually end the stream here, but I'm actually going to take you with me to the loadout screen so that we can find out the injury status of Benny Lo Cicero. Because I'm sure that if you're a fan, you're curious. Benny Lo Cicero sustained a head injury during today's game and will be out for 1 to 2 weeks. You can replace him on the playoff roster with a player of a similar position by accessing the manager roster screen. That's a big loss. So, just before the ALCS began, they lost their setup guy, Dylan Betances, in the bullpen for an injury for a few months, so he's out of the playoffs. And now Benny Lo Cicero is without a doubt out for the ALCS now with a head contusion. So I'm going to replace the player. I'm going to go to the AAA, Ozzie Albies or Jake Bowers. Let me look to see the stats. I'm probably going to go with Ozzie Albies because he can play, let's see, player card. He can play first base, second base, third base, and shortstop. Yeah, I'll probably go Ozzie Albies. Makes the most sense. Add to the playoff roster. Okay. All right, so now what I need to do is I need to, unfortunately, I need to take, this kills me, but I need to take Benny Lo Cicero off the playoff roster. Hold on a second. Next game is here. Let me just check the lineups. Benny Cicero shouldn't be in the lineup. I don't know what's going on. Roster. Benny Cicero should have like a Band-Aid next to his name. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to play the game, but I'm going to go to the calendar, go to game 2, view organization's games, play game. All preceding games will be simulated. Do you want to continue? Okay. The Knights have 27 players on their active roster, so I'm going to go back and then check to see what's going on. Lineups. There it is. There it is. There's the little Band-Aid. Perfect. That's what I was looking for. So now we'll go to the roster. And unfortunately, we have to take Benny Cicero and remove him from the playoff roster. Are you sure you'd like to remove Benny from the roster? Okay. And now the lineups have to be readjusted. Ah, sucks. All right, let's see. Michael, first base. Don Mattingly, right field. Don Mattingly, left field. Right field, Ramos, first base. Catcher. I'm trying to see if there's somebody who can play right field other than these junk bags. I'd like to get Francisco Lindor in the game. He's my best player. Hold on a second. That's actually, you know, that's what I'm going to do for a second. Let me go Francisco Lindor, and let me see if I can move these guys around and make it work. Saps, no. Saps, let's see. Francisco Lindor is the DH for the moment. Salazar, first base. Right field. Left field, right field. Saps is not. Now I need... Can't lose Saps. Francisco Lindor can't play right field. Millo, first base. Am I going to put Don Mattingly in the outfield? Am I really going to do this? Oh my God, that would be terrible. Let's just assume for a second that I were to do that. And then let's just assume for a second that I would put Saps there. And then let's just assume for a second that I would... Saps is now playing shortstop. Jacobs playing first. Salazar can't... No. Okay, hold on. I'm making it work. Saps is at second. That's his position. Salazar is at short. That's his position. Chris Ramos can play first base. Oh my God, this is a terrible lineup. But... all right, hold on a second. Max... But you know what? We're going to make it work. We're going to make it work. We're going to make it happen. We're going to make it happen, ladies and gentlemen. Francisco Lindor is worth the trouble. First base, right field, center field. It's going to be a mess this postseason, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a mess. But we're going to do it. We're going to make it work. We're going to make this work. Max, Mattingly, Ramos, O'Rourke, Salazar, Saps, Termini, Lindor. Actually, you know what? We're going to make Termini, we're going to make Lindor hit there. Yeah. All right. Let's rock and roll. All right. So, only problem is that I don't know if Patrick Joseph can play game 2. We're down 1 game already. I need to look at this pitching rotation and really think about this. I think I want the experienced Madison Bumgarner to pitch game 2, Patrick Joseph to pitch game 3, and then Eli Ramos to pitch game 4. Or perhaps like that. That's going to be better. The only reason why I would change that lineup that pitching rotation is if. So Madison Bumgarner pitches game 2. Back to Yankee Stadium. Eli Ramos, the 22-game random pitches game 3. Then Patrick Joseph pitches game 4. And then we'll worry about it after that. So that's it. That's it. That's what we'll rock. We're not playing game 2 tonight. It'll probably be tomorrow night. So that's where we stand. That's where we stand. So thank you for being so patient. I am RC Robbin. This has been Bronx Knights Baseball. It's the ALCS. Unfortunately, the Knights lost game 1, 4-2, but it's a long series, and I am not giving up. So have yourself an absolutely great night, and see you tomorrow for game 2 of the ALCS.